Hello. I don't have a theme for this channel yet. I don't really have a philosophy or a principle I'm going by for this channel yet. I haven't figured anything out yet. It's just kind of me finding some comics, reviewing them, and um, kind of maybe commenting on how no one reads comics anymore. No one talks about comics. They talk about movies, but they don't talk about actual comics. And that goes just for not just American superhero comics. It goes for like really indie comics also, and even newspaper strips. Newspaper strips used to be a really big thing, and I don't know if comic books kind of killed them off, but comic books were popular for a really long time, and now no one reads them. Some people read manga. There's no reason why anyone should not be reading comics, or there are reasons, um, but I won't get into that right now. Some of the reasons are this. This all new X-Men number 3. Um, it's just okay. It's nothing special. It's just okay. And when I say okay, it's not bad. It's just okay. This is from 2016. Dennis Hopeless is the writer. Mark Bagley is the penciler. That's a great penciler. I was never a huge Bagley fan, but he's well known. This is the art in this. I really have only one small little critique on the art. Andrew Hennessy is the inker, and Nolan Woodard is the colorist. Here's your X-Men for this team. It's young Cyclops, young Beast, young Iceman, young Angel, and then Wolverine, female Wolverine, Kid Apocalypse, Ide Okonokwo, butchered that, I'm sure, and Pickles. Baby Nightcrawler? I'm not sure what Pickles is. Looks like a baby Nightcrawler, but they treat him like he's a pet monkey, or a pet dog. Basically, these guys came back in time, or came into the future, or something, and they're the all-new team. This is after adult Cyclops went crazy and, ticked everybody off. So, like I said, the art looks good. There's nothing wrong with the art. Basically, the team was tracking down these guys wearing these masks. They don't look like Cyclops at all. They're just a team that looks like they're wearing bandanas, but somehow they see through them. It's really kind of a stupid design. They all, are wearing these masks. They don't really explain who any of them are, or what their superpowers are. This basically is just kind of like the Hulk. They never say what she does or what she does. He shoots like these black tar spider webs, basically. He vomits, or maybe it's the other guy. One of these guys, they're dressed the same. They just have a different colored shirt. They look the same. Vomits, just pukes out liquid. Maybe like kind of like a glue. And this guy was the one that confused me, because I didn't know what he did, and then he did what he did. I was like, oh, where'd that guy come from? Anyways, so the all new X-Men show up. No, sorry, Scott is here. This is Scott, isn't it? Never mind. So Scott's here. Young Scott's here. He's been arrested. The all new X-Men are looking for him. They were fighting these guys. The ghosts of Cyclops is their gang, team, terrorist organization name. Basically, they're just causing trouble. They show up to a police station and basically beat up. There's that guy. Beat up all the cops. So that's not cool. Because the cops are, because all the police forces are after the mutants in this. So they just beat up a bunch of cops, trying to bust out Scott because they think he's the adult Scott because they're going to kill him, I guess, but then they don't. Scott says he's just going to stay in the cell. They go outside. There's a little bit of like political, like, mutants as a race, mutants basically as black, and like, oh man, they're going to shoot us just because we're mutants, like cops just shoot black people. That kind of, crap. Not, oh, we just busted into a police station and beat up a bunch of police. Why on earth would they want to, think they might need to shoot us? I'm not saying they should be shot for assaulting a police officer, but if you're assaulting a police officer, multiple police officers, you're naming yourself after a terrorist. What are they going to think? What are the authorities going to think? So, anyways, I don't know. She basically wants to kill him. Possibly even sneak around the police. They kind of make it seem like she might want to sneak around the police to get to them and like possibly do harm to them. I'm not really sure about that. They're just trying to get the Cyclops, young Cyclops, and take the ghosts of Cyclops out. It's a lot of Cyclops in here. I just want to say, Captain Marvel, look at that. They really make her look ladylike here. I would have an idea for the costume. Take the pink collar and this pink bit off. So she just has the sleeves and the star. Boom. That's a hot outfit. Also, same thing with Wasp. Get rid of the black bodysuit. So it's just this bustier thing. And she needs a whole different outfit because that's terrible. Fine. Also fine. Look at this. Anyway. So this is an ad trying to appeal to women about breast cancer awareness. And look at all these women. They all look like women. I mean, they all look like beautiful women. When you're trying to appeal to women, normal women, look at that. They all look like normal women. Anyway, Cyclops tries to talk them out of it because they're just going to run out there and either fight the cops and get killed or fight the cops and kill the cops. That's this guy's. I don't know which one of them's the leader. That's their whole plan. The women get mad at the men in the group because they're acting like a-holes, which they are. So I'm fine with that. He just starts throwing up on Cyclops because Cyclops is trying to talk them out of it and try to make sense. His whole thing is just shut up. You don't know anything about Cyclops. So he just pukes all over him. It doesn't seem like it does anything, but it's like some sort of sticky glue. Like basically he has I don't want to say what this looks like. A huge amount of coming out of his mouth and being sticky and repulsive. They get him his visor. They bust him out. Like I said, the art's fine. The only confusing part that there was this guy. I thought this guy. I was like, okay, who's this guy with the crab hand shooting stuff? I thought it was this guy because color-wise, it just looks the light. It's the same guy, but they're two different guys. There's this little bit about the dialogue is pretty crappy. This little, ooh, I like that, we should talk thing about teamwork. It's just very dumb. Sweet haircut on her. Anyway, I don't know. It's not bad. Everything kind of pops. The colors are all good. The sound effects are all good. The action's good. It would be better if there were characters I gave a crap about. And if the dialogue was better, the overall story was better. It's not the worst thing in the world. But it's basically him talking a bunch of terrorists out of doing some terrorist stuff. And then at the end you have Toad. I guess I'm not really sure. He's gonna find Scott Summers and get him, and it's like it's Toad if that's who it is. He's not really a threat. That's my only guess. That's who it looks like. But this cover looks cool, but it's Lady Wolverine, so I don't really care. And all this other stuff, I don't care. So it's just kind of bland. It's it was okay, but they were basically terrorists in here, sort of, kind of. So we'll go to another story. This is a good comic. This is a trade, nice thick. Batman: The Dark Knight Detective, Volume 2. I got Volume 2 because Volume 1 is it's either Batman Year 1 or it's Batman Year 2. I can't remember which. So I skipped it because I have those, and just decided to grab Claire's bed. This and started here instead of at 1. I had all the stuff that was in 1. This is really great. It's mostly Norm Breyfogle. I never read this Batman, when I was a kid. I was a Marvel guy. I read Marvel comics. Would occasionally get the Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Justice League, Flash every once in a while. They never really had them on the stands when I was a kid. Like, I either never noticed them because I was so into the Marvel stuff, or the Marvel stuff was so popular that this is Batman tripping. Where the Marvel stuff was so popular that it just, outweighed the DC stuff, and nobody ordered the DC stuff. I bought my comics back in the day during this. This is just before that I got into comics, but when I first got into comics, at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, gas station, just like all kids back in the my time, the 80s. I love this. So Norm Breyfogle has this weird kind of cartoony style, but it's also like a really, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like John Romita meets, I don't know, somebody else. It's kind of almost goofy looking in a way, but man, there's something about it that I really, really like. He does almost all the art in here, like pencils and inks most of the time, and colors, and some of it. I think, maybe the first story. I will say, letters. I'm sorry, letters. I will say the one thing I don't like, flipping through here, I went, I remember why I didn't like DC Comics from this time period. The colors are very strange. Or at least, in my opinion, the colors are very weird. Not even the style of coloring, but just the very solid colors. And there's something about that I don't really like that much. So minus the colors, I really liked the book. There's just something about the coloring I don't like. But anyway, speaking of terrorists in the other story, should have marked my page here, I guess. Better look at this. Look at this cover. Look at that cover. That's an amazing cover. That's a Norm Breyfogle cover. I said I'm not really familiar with this is probably some of the first Breyfogle era detective comics I've read, and he's got an odd art style, but man, I like it. This is a fun read. Not fun, but it's a fun, easy breezy read. It's got great art. The colors in this are actually pretty good, but basically there's these terrorists, Middle Eastern terrorists, that shoot up a veterans bar, and the leader of the group has diplomatic immunity. He heads to England. So I love these great faces of Batman, like shocked and like super angry. Heads to England, so Bruce Wayne goes to England. He finds it's Guy Fawkes night. He heads to England to get at this guy, and man, it's look at that face. Batman is not having it. He just finds this terrorist, beats the holy hell out of him. And then the guy kind of gives him a story about, American interests, basically, kind of crapping on the rest of the world, which kind of makes Batman kind of pause and like, reconsider what's going on. That being said, that is a little bit political. It's the only thing in this entire book that's really overtly political like that. And it kind of gives you both sides. You got the terrorists, but then you always have the terrorists kind of going, hey, we wouldn't be doing this if your country wasn't doing this. I don't know about all that. I love Batman with the pupils. Getting ready to get garroted, I think that they call it. I'm not sure. But he, oops. Oh no, he tries to get him. Oh, he tries. No. Oh no, we don't want you to fall, guy. Oh no. Oh, that's too bad. But Batman's kind of like, I don't know. He goes, he stops the terrorist plot. At the end, he's kind of like, is it all worth it? Basically, kind of a thing. Like, are we the bad guys? Are we the good guys? They kind of give you one of those things. Yeah, they're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. They're intentionally shooting innocent people, as opposed to, foreign policies and accidental bombings. These people are intentionally killing innocent people. But that story was great. The rest of this book was really great. I've done most of it. I've read most of it. The only story I read that was really not very good, though, was look at some of this art, man. There's crazy stuff. These stories are all. I'll probably do like a bigger thing on this book. And this one, I might do a short video on this one later. This video is getting long, so I think I'm going to cut it short. But this is a great read, great Batman story. I'm familiar with Batman from like early 90s kind of on, and like Dark Knight Returns and Batman Year 1 and Year 2 and some of the other popular trades. But this thing's really good. I also have the kind of companion piece to it, the Batman, I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's the from the Batman comic. This is all from Detective Comics. The other one's from the Batman comics. But I'll do a review of those. They're both really good. And this was great. Everything in here was almost everything in here was great compared to like the 4 Marvel books I've read. Okay, goodbye.